Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you so much for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It is Friday, December the 29th, 2017, and this just might be the very last show of the year. And I want to wish each and every one of you guys a very, very happy new year as we begin the march to 2018 with this very special edition where we are going to tell you our 5 favorite NXT matches of 2017, and we're going to do that right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, baby, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. So, let's do it. All right, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me once again. My name is Nick Nightmare. This right here is the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones, Blue the Snowball Microphone, my little buddy, my tag team partner, my very best friend in the whole entire world, except for you guys. And this right here is the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV. Do not forget, you guys, if you are new to this channel and you are watching us for the very first time, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Join the family before the end of the year. We've got just a few short days. We had a 500 subscriber goal before the end of the year, and we are so damn close I could taste it. Actually, we're not really that close. We're about 120 something away, but I have faith in you guys because you are all awesome, and the best way you could be awesome is to subscribe to this show right here and right now. Like this show, smash that thumbs up for me, share it with everybody that you know, all your friends, your families. If you hate somebody and you want to cheer them up, or maybe you just want to tell them, hey, go fuck yourself, watch this guy. I don't know, whatever. Share me for whatever reason you want to share me. Just get the word out and let's make the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show the biggest show of 2018. And I want to invite every single one of you guys to come along with us for the ride. As always, we are sponsored by Clutch Chairs. Don't forget to check them out. The link to the description is in the description below. The link is in the description below is what I meant to say. Seth Rollins doesn't give a shit when I mess up, so neither should you. Neither does Bobby Roode. Alright, so everybody take it easy. I'm a little excited. It's the last show of the year. I was going to do a best of the WWE, right? We were going to do the top 5 matches, but honestly, there's only 2 matches all year that I really, really cared about in the WWE, and I might be forgetting a lot. I might be leaving a lot out. You guys might have a much bigger list, but honestly, anything that the Usos did with the New Day was fantastic this year. Every match the New Day had was very good, but most specifically, the New Day versus the Usos for the tag team titles at SummerSlam, which unfortunately happened at the kickoff show in a pretty much empty arena. I'm trying not to swear as much as possible. That's why there was that pause. I was going to drop the F-bomb because it's a disgrace that the show was that empty and that they had a tag team title match in a half-empty arena. But that being said, that and when AJ Styles finally saved us all from the reign of terror that was brought upon us by Jinder Mahal and won the World Heavyweight Championship back once again around the waist of the Phenomenal One, I was ecstatic with that. Very glad that it didn't find its way back into the hands of Jinder Mahal, and he is now placed in this United States Championship tournament, which is going to kick off the year for SmackDown Live. It's a much better place for him. It was my favorite moment of the year because it just had so much of a release. Like, it was such a relief for AJ to win that match. It was hands down my favorite match. Not because it was some spectacular feat by Jinder or he actually hung in there with the champion and finally looked like a great wrestler and they had this great technical masterpiece of a match. The only reason it's my favorite match is because it ended the Jinder Mahal experiment. And the reason why we're not doing a full-on WWE best of is because there is not one match that they put on in any division that can compete with these 5 matches I have here on this piece of paper when we are talking about NXT, the absolute best brand underneath the WWE umbrella. It is inarguable. If that's even a fucking word, I don't know. It might not be a word. But you cannot dispute the fact that every match that I'm about to list to you would blow away any single match you put up against it on the WWE all year long. Let's start this off at my number 5 spot. And it's a women's division entrant from NXT. And it's not what you think. I'm sure many of you that follow NXT, you're going to go, oh, he's probably going to pick Asuka versus Ember Moon, NXT TakeOver 3 Brooklyn. That was a fantastic match. I was there live. That made it even more fantastic for me. But that was not my favorite women's match of the year. Nor was it the Fatal 4-Way to crown Ember Moon the new NXT champion after Asuka had left the title vacant. My favorite match comes from the June 28th edition of NXT from Full Sail University. Asuka versus Nikki Cross, last woman standing. That match was off the charts fantastic. It ended in such a spectacular manner. These girls took it to each other, unlike any match I've seen any girls have all year long, especially pertaining to the main roster. You could hold this match up against the women's Hell in a Cell, it was better than that. The women's TLC, it was better than that. I guarantee you this one-on-one contest between these two women will probably be better than the Royal Rumble we're going to get for the women. That's how good this match was. For each and every match on this list, as we're starting off with this one, you better go back on your WWE network or look them up on YouTube, wherever it is you find your WWE content, and watch these matches if you have not done so already. If you have, go back and watch them again. This way, when you do, you'll go, oh shit, Nick was right. This was probably the best women's match of the year underneath the WWE. Fantastic. I absolutely loved it. Coming in at number 4 is a very recent match, but if anybody doesn't have this matchup in their list this year for best of, I don't care if it's 10, 5, Johnny Gargano versus Pete Dunne for the United Kingdom Championship. It took place at War Games. We didn't see it during the airing of the pay-per-view event, but it was aired on an episode of NXT, one of the post-takeover shows that they do, which is mainly a recap show, and then they give you one match, possibly two. This match was given to us on this night, and it was fantastic. 10 minutes. 10 minutes of some of the absolute best wrestling you will ever see. Pete Dunne is my newcomer of the year. I have not been fortunate enough to be exposed to a lot of the talents in the UK up until the UK tournament took place this year. And Pete Dunne by far is the all-star. He absolutely deserves to be the United Kingdom champion, and there is nobody better on the roster right now than Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne should be main eventing Monday Night Raw. He's that damn good. And this match with Johnny Gargano is one of the reasons why. This is not the first time we are going to hear Pete Dunne's name on this list, and we will get to that later. But this match between Gargano and Dunne was an absolute masterpiece. I wish it had another 5 to 10 minutes to go on even more. That's how good this match was. Gargano came close on a couple of occasions to becoming crowned the new UK champion, but Pete Dunne would not be denied and remained the champion and was victorious in a fantastic, fantastic matchup that happened that night. Moving on to number 3 in this list is going to be a tie, because I honestly sat there and I thought about these two matches side by side, and I just could not decide which one I truly enjoyed better. And being that they are both tag team contests, I decided we're just going to call it a tie at number 3, and we are going to have War Games, the War Games matchup, which featured Sanity, the Undisputed Era, and the Authors of Pain, and Roderick Strong. That's number 1. That is tied with the ladder match from NXT TakeOver Chicago, DIY versus the Authors of Pain for the NXT Tag Team Championship. That was the night that Tommaso Ciampa, after that unbelievably breathtaking match, it was so dramatic. It had the audience drained. It had me drained watching it on my couch, just watching the knee strikes after knee strikes, and the super collider, and the ladder strikes. It was just all over the place, off the charts, fantastic. And then to have that moment where Ciampa turns on Gargano right at the very end, right before they were going to go off the air, and we had the dissolving of hashtag DIY, and that tag team would be no more after that match. That was absolutely great. Great. Just as good, if not maybe even a little better, than the War Games. As great as War Games was, I feel like it should be in a category unto itself. Maybe it's not fair to even put it on this list because it was fantastic. It could actually be number one. But that wouldn't truly be fair to the two matches that I put above them, because the War Games is what it is. It was a game of war, man. These guys just went all out, almost killed each other in there. We finally had some blood back in wrestling. We had some real hard-hitting spots, some dramatic multi-man spots. We had Adam Cole, baby, and the Undisputed Era coming out on top. There was no double swerve. There was nothing unexpected. All we had was a fantastic match between three-man teams inside two rings surrounded by one massive steel cage, and it was absolutely fantastic. That and that ladder match, I could sit here and talk about the pros and cons of each one, but they are dead even with me, so that's where they sit, right in the middle at number 3. Here we go with the top 2. These were probably my 2 favorite matches all year long. I could watch them over and over and over again, and it was hard for me to decide which one was better than the other. But when it all comes down to it, wrestling reigns supreme. So number 2 is the Velveteen Dream versus Aleister Black from NXT War Games. And the reason why I put this at 2 and not number 1, as great as that match was, it was their first and only true encounter. And that story was absolutely brilliant. What made that match so good was the build towards it. The way the Velveteen Dream was just getting under Black's skin. All he wanted him to do was say his name. Aleister Black has not said one word. He's not even muttered a sound since he stepped through the doors of NXT. And the Velveteen Dream demanded and wanted respect. He wanted him to say his name, say something. He just needed to draw out some sort of emotion from this rock of a man who shows nothing. He shows no emotion. He's not happy when he wins. He's not mad when he wins. He's not anything ever. He's just stoic, and he's just a stone cold killer in the ring. And the Velveteen Dream played with him like a toy. And that match that night was so good that even in defeat, the Velveteen Dream earned the respect of Aleister Black and got him to say his name before he left that ring. Absolutely beautiful storytelling. Fantastic match to cap it off. That is how wrestling is done, people. But we had to sit at number 1. Probably the most spectacular feat of wrestling that has taken place inside the 4 corners of a WWE ring all year belongs to Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate, NXT Chicago. This match was fantastic. Tyler Bate was coming off that UK Championship tournament win. I think he had one defense before he was going to go up against Pete Dunne in Chicago on this night, where they would tear down the house. And as good as NXT TakeOver was, and that ladder match took place on the same night for the tag team titles, that match was fantastic, like we said earlier. This match, Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate, when it took place on that card, made the rest of the show hard to follow. They were so damn good. They had you on the edge of your seat through the entirety of the match. The facials on Tyler Bate every time the Bruiserweight got his hands on him, the way he was working at his hands and his fingers. Tyler Bate with offense of his own, innovations, British strong style, at its finest. And maybe it's because it's new to me. Maybe it's because I'm not familiar with the strong style over there in the UK. And that I do watch New Japan quite often. But like I said, I'm not privy to that stuff over there overseas across the pond. And when I got my first taste of it, and then they gave me more of it and continue to give me a little more of it sprinkled in my NXT, and it ends up more often than not being my favorite match on the show, British Strong Style is the real deal. It is a wrestling fan's dream. You know, there's all these little sections of wrestling. There's Lucha Libre, there's sports entertainment, you know, there's the high flyers, there's the grapplers, there's all these different subsets of professional wrestling. The strong style that comes out of the UK, to me, much like in the Japanese style, it's true wrestling. It's hard-hitting, strong strikes, grappling, suplexes, and then, of course, you have the smaller guys that do some of the high-flying and stuff, but this is a wrestling fan's wrestling. I think you know what I mean when I say that. And if you have any doubt in your mind that this is not the probably best match all year long in the WWE, let's be fair, you have to go back and watch it. Go check out your network subscription. Watch each and every one of these matches, because if you do and you set it up and you watch these 5 matches, you've pretty much, or 6 actually, because we have the tie in the middle, you'll have a great night of wrestling to watch. I wish I could get them all on one card and just, you know, put them in a playlist where I could just have them one right after the other, because this is the showcase for 2017. The WWE main roster shit the bed all year long. Sure, we had some good matches here and there. Mostly in the tag team division. We had the great match with Finn Balor and AJ Styles. That was fantastic. You know, we can't really leave that off if we're going to talk about what the WWE did good. But that, to me, maybe was the highlight of the whole entire year. Because it was a dream match that was actually a dream match. And then they gave it to us, and they gave it good enough time to go on and entertain us. But it actually happened by accident. The WWE was forced into giving us that match. They had no plan for that match. Once all the proper pieces came back from being sick and whatever the reasons were they had to make these changes, look where Finn Balor is now. So I have to take that into account. Like, one fantastic match in your whole resume for 2017 does not make you eligible for a top 5 list. It just, I don't know. I'm picky with my lists, man. That's why it's so hard for me to get them up. I wanted to get a bunch of them up to have up all week long, but me just making decisions and placing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and then trying to record the audio and do the video stuff, it's so much, and I'm trying to overextend myself. So I did this one because this was the first one that I actually got together, and this is the best of the best. This is the absolute best of the year, because as we said when we started this broadcast, the WWE put on nothing that could top NXT all year long. Every single weekend of the calendar year where there was a takeover that was followed by a WWE pay-per-view, the takeover stole the weekend, stole the show. Whether it was TakeOver Chicago right before Backlash, or whether it was NXT War Games right before Survivor Series, as good as Survivor Series was, it was the best offering on pay-per-view the WWE put together all year. There was no beating War Games. I had a hard time leaving off that whole entire card. Like, I could have legit put all of War Games as the top 5 matches. Because we had the coronation of Ember Moon. Not a spectacular match by far, but it was a great match. We had Andrade Cien Almas and Drew McIntyre. Absolutely fantastic contest. Black and the Dream. The War Games match, it was unbelievable. It was an unbelievable night. But this was my definitive list, and I urge you guys very much to go check it out. WWE has a lot to learn from NXT. The playbook is literally right there. Triple H is calling shots. He's got a great staff writing plays down there. It's not all Triple H. When Triple H steps away, he leaves the company in the very, very capable hands of Sir William Regal, who does just as good of a job as anybody else, Dusty would be proud at what NXT is turning out. He'd probably be appalled at what becomes of his NXT students when they hit the main roster. But that's another story for another day. This was the best of the best for 2017 WWE. Couldn't touch it with a 20-foot cattle prod with a big, fat, stinking turd on the end. Because that's what they got in their playbook. NXT's got the goods, baby. That's it, you guys. That's going to do it for 2017, I think. We're going to record the audio for our top 5 biggest disappointments of the year. We have all of the videos set to go. I have to record the audio, sync it all up, render it all out, and it will be on this channel, I hope to God, by tomorrow night. If not, it might be the first thing that pops up on this channel this year, because New Year's Eve, I don't know what's happening. By the time I get home from work and I'm going to have some company and my brother's coming over with his family, I don't know if I'm going to have time to do anything on Sunday. But I do have time right now to once again wish you guys a very happy New Year. Thank you so much for spending this year with us here on this channel. Please leave a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know how you felt this year went. Let me know what you think you want to see coming up in the next year as it pertains to wrestling. Who are you looking forward to seeing? What are you most excited about? Let's get more interactive. Let's start talking down there a little bit more. Maybe we'll do some interactive segments on the show if I can get you guys to comment just a little bit more. Don't forget, please, if you enjoyed today's show, if you're still sticking around and you enjoyed today's list, I know you did, because you're still here, smash that thumbs up for me. Make sure you let me know you like this broadcast, you like this channel, and you love everything we do. Maybe you just like Blue and his heavyweight championship title around his chrome dome head. Maybe that's what you like. Maybe you like Seth in the background. Maybe you like my Anthony Gangone mask for you HOG fans. I don't care what you like. Just like it. And show me you like it. Thumbs up. That's all I ask. It's the best way you can support this show. Just like you can go check out Clutch Chairs in the description below. We got it right this time. Share this video with your friends. Don't forget to join the movement and become a part of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show family by hitting that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell so that every time I drop a video, it goes off in your pocket, on your laptop, on your TV, wherever it is you enjoy seeing my face and hearing this voice as we talk some pro wrestling. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is Blue the Snowball Microphone, the World Heavyweight Champion of Microphones. And we want to wish you guys Happy New Year. Look forward to big things in 2018. Thank you guys for coming along with us. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next year, right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. We're taking over.